why it doesn't want to transition right now. Oh, hi, everyone. How's it
Okay.
going? Oh, hi. Fancy seeing
Hello.
you there. We didn't see you there. Hi. Welcome to our first episode of our new Blades in the Dark campaign, which this first episode Jordan has named In Over Their Heads, which, how dare? We're probably fine and doing very well. We're very good at what we do.
I seem to remember differently from our session 0, so we'll see. See how it goes.
But yeah, let's go around and say hi to everyone for the first time. Welcome on in, everyone that is here. Thank you for coming out. Very, very excited for this. So my name is Jess. This is my channel. Thank you so much for being here. And today I'm playing Sahar the Whisper, which is a class that has everything to do with ghosts, which there are a lot of in this game. So, you know, really good. Now let's go say hi to Allison.
Hey, I'm Allison, also known as Disco. I am playing Tana, who is the Hound, a deadly sharpshooter and tracker. So lots of like range stuff and just kind of tracking, kind of a ranger type deal. And I have a hunting pet, an Akita dog named Tachi.
That's
me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jordan at Made of Cartoons on any social media. I am the GM for this game of Blades and this campaign of Blades of the Dark. Been very excited to run this. As Jess knows, I've had the book for like a year now, and so I'm very excited to run it. And I also like our adorable little premise that we've come up with. Yeah, so I'm excited to run it. That's it. That's all I got.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm playing Magda. Magda is the slide. She likes to seduce her way into things. She's a doctoral candidate in spectral philosophy. I am JL_nice_girl on Twitter. I am Starving Soubrette on Twitch. So yeah, I have no idea how to play this game, and I'm really excited to do everything wrong.
That's how you learn, isn't it?
We'll do all the things wrong together.
Yes, it's perfect.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw us all right into it, so we're forced to learn how everything works right from the beginning. So if everyone's ready to go, we can start playing. Blaze in the Dark takes place in a city called Doskvol, which is a hive of scum and villainy, a metropolis of scum and villainy, surrounded by lightning towers that keep out the ghost field. It's called, basically a massive cloud of spirit energy that threatens everyone's lives constantly forever. The lightning towers kind of keep things at bay, but even within the city, hauntings and worse are really common. But we're not talking about ghosts right now, or the blue coats that patrol the streets, or even the shadowy thieving factions criminal factions that kind of fill every hole in this Swiss cheese of a town. We're talking about a bunch of nerds who are work or attend the Charterhall University. There are a lot of dangerous things in town, and the academics of Charterhall University are often the people creating those dangerous artifacts and manipulating those dangerous energies. But there's been a recent uptick in interest from collectors and various rich folk who can afford to buy these strange items. And they've started falling into the hands of people that probably are either ignorant of the power that they wield, or are going to be using that power for ill. And this little group of university goers and employees has taken it on themselves to Robin Hood those things back from the people that shouldn't have them. But they are not criminals, and nor should they be seen as having any criminal skill whatsoever, at least right now. So we're gonna start off by saying that you have already done one heist, and it was baby steps kind of business, but you were riding high from the success of it. And so between the three of you, what was the thing that you took? What was the thing that you took back and from who? We were talking that you would be taking powerful artifacts or gadgets, like Sparkcraft gadgets, Ghostcraft gadgets that shouldn't be just used willy-nilly.
So
I think we
go ahead.
I was gonna say I think we probably took them from that faction that hates us, the Dimmer Sisters.
Okay, your first heist was from the Dimmer Sisters specifically. Yeah, they do hate you.
Probably that's why they hate us a little bit.
Okay, that makes things easy. That makes things easy. And what did you take?
Oh, I don't know anything about ghost artifacts.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I was gonna say, okay, because when you first mentioned it, I was gonna say, like, some dumb rich person had something they thought looked pretty, but, like, was doing an evil. But when it's the Dimmer Sisters, like, I feel like they knew what they had, because they're witchy as heck. And so I feel like they knew they had sort of, like, a powerful magical item that, you know, makes you able to, like, tell ghosts what to do, maybe, or something like that. Like, something that gives...
Sparkcraft, which is, like, the tech of the world, basically uses ghost power as
ghost
electricity.
Juice.
Yeah. So you can think of it as any gadget or magic item from other games, particularly, but it's powered by spiritual energy that's been turned into, basically, electricity.
I don't know, just, like, what keeps popping in my head is, like, a wand or something, or like, a staff.
Okay. I think we should dial it back from the Dimmer Sisters, because if that was really your first heist, that would have drawn a lot of attention. I want this first heist to have gone almost too smoothly.
Gotcha.
Like, you went for a target that was a known drunk or something, and they were asleep, and you just kind of slipped in the window, grabbed the thing, and left.
Yeah, then I think,
so
like,
super easy target.
Yeah, then I think, like, a rich person who thought they were doing an evil, who had a pretty thing that was actually doing an evil.
Yeah.
And Sundu suggested a teapot, which I am here for.
A teapot is really good.
Okay.
It's like
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
It's literally just that Pokemon.
So, like, it was just, like, a really pretty teapot, and sometimes it, like, smoked or whizzed or did something, and they were like, oh, it's just, like, cool. It's a fancy, cool thing. But
like,
really,
a teapot that a ghost lives in.
Yeah, it was really doing an evil. Like...
Yeah, so maybe we can call it something like a Tempest teapot, and when you open it up, there's, like a swirling kind of storm cloud inside, and it's just sort of this novelty that people show. But
novelty.
A novelty, yes. But yeah, so we'll call it the Tempest teapot, and some rich idiot just thought that this looked cool and would look cool to show off to people when they came over for dinner parties and things.
Yeah.
But it actually contains some Sparkcraft energy in it that maybe can control the weather. Maybe you don't even know what it can do, but it's just, you know, that you're not supposed to have it. So this is something you could investigate too. So after this very successful attempt, you're all riding really high on the idea that a bunch of eggheads from the university managed to do this all of your own volition.
How very dare, sir. You keep doing this.
Stop saying mean things about us.
Also, I'm not one of these egghead nerds.
Right. Some eggheads, 2 eggheads, and a person with a gun. This isn't your normal way of doing things, and you're thrilled that you've done it successfully. And you've made an ally in a collector named Fitz, someone who's known for kind of getting these things. Like, for example, the Tempest teapot was actually sold by Fitz to this guy. And Fitz has had a bit of a change of heart and is realizing that, you know, there's some damage done. So he brought you this information, and you've been pestering him ever since to come back with more details, because you're just yeah, thrilled that it's the adrenaline is not yet worn off from this last heist, and you really feel like in small ways you're going to make a difference in Doskvol. So we're just gonna drop right into your main, what the game calls your lair, which is just which is sort of a nice office, a nice office with neat, all kinds of, a collection of all kinds of different artifacts and books and things that you all sort of meet in and work out of. We had a name for it, Lauren. You called it something.
The Chamber of Wonders.
The Chamber of Wonders, yes, the Room of Wonders, which is what is colloquially known as at the university. This is a safe house within the university walls that hold some of the maybe not the most dangerous artifacts maybe the university has, but some of the most interesting. And you're all sitting when there's a sitting around or working when there's a knock on the door, and the kind of twitchy frame of Fitz casts a shadow in the doorway. He says, "I got the letters. I got all of the letters. I'm here now. Okay, I've got something for you. You can stop sending letters."
Wait, who was sending Fitz letters?
You guys were looking for more opportunities to do heists.
You call them heists. I call them
acquisition.
Reclaiming.
Yeah.
Recovering dangerous objects from people who don't know how to use them.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I have another thing for you to reclaim. This one's a bit of a doozy, and I probably owe you an apology in advance. Can I come in?
Of course, darling. Come on in.
He kind of slips in and closes the door behind and sits down in one of you got these, overstuffed leather chairs like every good university has. And he sinks into one of them and reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a little flask and takes a swig and puts it back. Right, so no big heat from the Tempest teapot?
No.
No one's come looking for it, or no one said anything?
I don't think he notices it's gone.
No.
Has enough other shiny things.
No one's making a big deal about the Tempest teapot?
Haven't heard anything.
Good. So this is a good opportunity to start introducing your characters and maybe say what you were doing before Fitz came in. So we can start, we can go clockwise for me. We can start with Magda.
Oh yeah. So Magda is like woman in her late 20s. She is wearing like a pretty tight dress, but over top of it there is a very large cozy sweater, and like a really like beautifully woven pashmina style scarf wrapped around her neck. She's like translucently pale and has dark brown hair. And she is sitting at a desk looking at the teapot, and there's a book open beside her, and she keeps and a stack of paper in front of her, and she keeps going from the teapot to the book to the paper.
And I'll say that periodically you take the lid off the teapot to take a look in, because you're investigating it, and the teapot has been known to pull the lid back onto the teapot and shut it. Like, it doesn't like being open.
Oh yeah, and every time that happens, she'll like mutter an apology and be like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to understand.
The next person around would be Sahar.
Sahar's probably on the other side of that table, also looking at the teapot, but with some like with some books and papers that are like falling apart And she's probably having to like literally she goes to like lift it up and it falls apart, and she has to go and collect part of this like old book that is not in good shape. And she is sort of very covered up. Think Evie from The Mummy at the beginning of the movie, where she has like, you know, when she's working in the library and she has like the white pinstripe like long sleeve shirt on. She has a long brown skirt and really high boots, so very little of her is uncovered. Her hair is like braided so as to be back, but is still somehow unkempt. And she probably, even though she's picking up she thinks she's picking up everything she's dropped, there's still somehow a bit of a mess around her. Yeah, and she's probably also very interested in this teapot and its ghostly habits.
Okay. And last but not least is Tana.
So unlike these nerds who are all studying the teapot and stuff, Hannah, you can tell she's of different stock. She may have seen some shit in her life. Uh, she is leaning back in the corner in a chair, with her feet up, sharpening a knife. She's got long dark hair back in a braid. Her skin is like dark and tanned. She's got calluses on her hands, and most notably, she has a scar over her left eye, and she wears an eye patch over it. She's just laying back, maintaining her knife, and her dog, Tachi, is sitting by her side. And yep.
Is Tana comfortable inside the university walls, or do you prefer to be out on patrol?
Definitely prefer to be out. Little stuffy in here, and you know, I like getting that fresh air and always keeping watch. But since I'd been called in here to discuss like what our next plans are, I'm kind of just like sitting there fiddling with the knife, sharpening it.
Nothing intimidating about that.
No.
Oh, and the last thing is Tachi's demeanor good with your colleagues, or does Tachi get along with everybody? And
Yeah,
what is
Tachi gets along with everyone. Fitz, she's a little more. She's got an eye on him.
right?
She's like she's sitting there and she's comfortable, but she keeps kind of glancing over at Fitz, like, who's
Yeah.
this guy?
So as Tachi keeps a close eye on Fitz is pouring some more booze into a teacup because he realizes just drinking straight from the flask is going to look a little uncouth. So he's like very gingerly pouring some tea into a teacup.
Sahar like runs over and not that one, it switches this one and then takes the like teacup away.
Some of the booze pours onto the saucer because you're just quickly swapping a cup.
Sahar does not care about the mess part. That's not the interest. It's not.
Yeah. And Fitz sips a little bit off of the saucer so that he doesn't waste any of it. Right. Well, time to do more good. Right. And undo some of old Fitz's messes. Look, I sold something that I didn't know the power of to a couple of uppity ups, and I have a good. I think I've got a pretty safe setup for getting you in and out to get it out. You grabbed the Tempest teapot so good. You did so great. I have to assume that this next one is gonna be a cakewalk for you. All right, so your targets in Brightstone, the Lord and Lady Dixon. I sold them this kind of, it's sort of a household security gadget. Basically, a ghost keeps an eye on their home and alerts them if anyone if anyone they don't want in comes in. That's having a whole damn ghost in your house is not never good, and this one I'm sure is only biding its time before it breaks out of the thing that's containing it. You can only force a spirit to do what you want it to do for so long. I tried explaining that to them, but they had a lot of money, and then I got kind of foggy about it, and before I knew it, I had their money, and they had the toy.
You sold them a ghost alarm system. Not an alarm system for ghosts.
No.
A ghost alarm system.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a ghost watchman. So
I don't know if it's ethically right to sell ghosts.
Well, that's something we can discuss another day. Right now, a couple of rich fools have a ghost wandering their house and think that they have control of it, and I think that you need to get it out. What's done is done as far as the spirit's concerned. Unfortunately, maybe I can find someone to help you out to clear out what's in it when you finally get it. Now I know Brightstone is kind of a high-end part of town. A lot of blue coats wandering around, but they're throwing a party in a couple of days. They recently came into a bunch of money. They invested in a new gadget, some kind of floating portable light that an inventor created. I don't know, some rich people thing that us common folk won't get our hands on anytime soon.
Are you sure that's not also a ghost?
It's certainly a Sparkcraft device, so everything is a ghost. I hate to break it to you, you're in Doskvol, so basically, if it does something neat, it's a ghost. But the party is a good cover. It'll be keeping everyone busy on the main floor, and I've seen their house. I've seen the inside of their home. The upstairs is not going to have a lot going on.
Do you have maps?
No, I don't have that kind of pull. But your standard 2-story mansion. All the bedrooms are upstairs. Bedrooms and bath, and then they've got a huge ballroom downstairs, which is where everyone's going to be. So, the way I see it, everyone will be distracted downstairs. You climb up the back wall, do whatever you need to do, and unless you got a better plan to get in and out, but.
So you say that this is a ghost alarm system. How exactly does that work? Is that going to be an obstacle for us?
Oh, I have to assume they're going to have it operating while you're there. It's kind of the perfect use of it, really, is the upstairs having no one up there. Look, these things come under my nose. I price them based on what I think is fair, or if they're really rich, unfair, and then I take the money. My knowledge of how they work is pretty limited. It looks like a little idol with a glass sphere on the top, and just like a little stone tower with a glass sphere on the top. And my understanding is that the ghost exudes itself as a floating orb that just drifts around the hallways. It's not all seeing. It doesn't look into every room at the same time. So you should be able to duck and weave around it.
All right. So it's not a vicious ghost or anything. It's not like an attack dog. It's not going to like pounce us or anything. We just need to.
Sahara, you would know that it doesn't matter how the ghost is contained or its demeanor, which is usually bad mood. Interacting with the spirit field like that in any way, having it even just touch you or pass near you, has the potential for danger. The ghost's intention.
I know that because that's my specialty.
But this is a big one, and if you can get this out of there, this will get you a lot of cred, and I might be able to, help out a little more than I do already. What do you think?
I don't know about climbing any walls. Collecting a ghost sounds like a good plan.
I say, isn't that Basil's thing? His name was
Milan. Yeah, Milan is the spider. I think that is exactly their specialty.
Isn't that Milan's job? I could probably get an invitation.
I'm
Get us
not
in.
one much for parties. I'm in favor of the climbing the wall part.
Okay.
So when approaching, so what we're doing is we're approaching our first score. For those who haven't played Blaze in the Dark, the game revolves around these things called scores, and basically you have a target, you have a goal. In this case, it's retrieving the Ghost Watchman, and you decide how you want to approach it. There's 6 different approaches, which is assault, basically a full-on attack to go in, which doesn't sound like your style. Deception, lure, trick, or manipulate your way into the situation. Stealth, which is trespass unseen, which would be the climbing up the wall version of things. Cult, which is using a magic or supernatural way in. A social, which is negotiate, bargain, or persuade. Or transport, carry cargo or people through danger, which really doesn't apply here. So you could lie your way in, you could sneak your way in, you could use social connections to get in. And the way Blaze in the Dark works is we skip all of the actual discussion of the prep. You just decide the way that you want to get in, and then you answer one question about how it happens, and you're thrown right into the action. And the rest of your decisions are made. The rest of your decisions are made in flashbacks.
How do we decide if Magda wants to like talk her way in and
So you could go with the deception angle, which is you're lying, you're convincing someone through lies and deception to allow you in, or you go with the social where Magda has a connection already.
Well, but then I was gonna say, but then we also want to. My point is that one person wants to talk their way in, one person wants to climb the wall, and the other person wants to wait outside till someone nicely opens the door.
You need with this system, you need a unified front. So at the very least, you all have to agree on one of these from the list.
Okay.
You can change the plan mid go, but as far as your approach, the main ruse or whatever, that's up to you.
Okay. Sahar looks to the two of you and is like, who's more confident in their approach? I will go with whichever one.
The thing is, this automatically succeeds. If you say you're going to sneak in the back window, then we start with you climbing in the back window or standing on the veranda outside of a bedroom or whatever. The real determination of how well it goes is the engagement roll, which is based on what you know about the situation, if you have any help, if it's a dangerous neighborhood or whatever, and that determines how good things are for you, what the position is you're in when you get to this thing. So choosing this and answering the question, that means that happens, but it's how good it happens is where we go next. I will say that you are in a part of town that is often swarming with bluecoats because it's filled with rich people, so the local constabulary are there. So you're already at a -1 die deficit to your engagement roll on that. But you do have some details of the inside of the house because Fitz explained that, so that he gives you a die and cancels that out. And then we can discuss if you think you have any other advantages on this engagement roll.
Okay, well, given the knowledge that this is a highly populated area with goats, then I think probably the deception route would be better.
Yeah, I like that too.
You also get an extra die if your crew if your crew kind of fits the bill for this type of thing. And I'm just looking at the shadows here. Burglary, espionage, robbery, and sabotage. Yeah, so definitely you would get an extra die if you were climbing up the back. But I would say
I mean, the shadows also has spies and espionage, and I feel like that.
Yeah, you'll get a bonus die from if you do a deception or a stealth move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are we all in favor of deception then?
Yeah. I mean, let's deceive.
Deceive our way into this here party.
Okay.
I kind of stand out.
So, deception, lure, trick, or manipulate, and the only detail I'll need from you right now is the method of deception. What is the thing that you're saying in order to get yourselves in the front door? The goal for you is to be at the party? Is that the plan?
At least one of us, yeah.
Okay.
I kind of imagine that, like, yeah, there's somebody, like, we have somebody on the outside in case things go real bad.
You can also do a gather information. You can do some information gathering to try and get some more details if there is a, you want to learn more about what the party is, more about what the gadget is, or more about the people.
I think probably the best way for us to get in is to say that we're like hired help, like staff for the party.
Okay.
And then none of us would look like we don't belong.
Okay, that's an easy one and a classic heist trope, so it's a good one to start with. Okay, yeah. So you weasel your way into the temporary employ as caterers or serving staff or something. You can decide on the fly what you're doing, and yeah, that means we'll do the engagement roll. So you get 1d6 for sheer luck, and then we will give you -1 because of the neighborhood and +1 because you've gotten help from a contact fits, and then another +1 for your because you're sneaking around and being shadowy is part of what your crew is good at. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Probably not. Oh, well, I guess they probably ignore the poor folk, right? Or not the poor folk, but the yeah, okay.
Yeah, like we're invisible because we're not.
Okay. I have Tachi's outside. Like I forgot to mention this, but like the special ability that I took for the hound is Ghost Hunter, and it says that my hunting pet is imbued with spiritual energy and gains potency when tracking or fighting the supernatural, and gains an arcane ability, and the one that I picked is Mind Link, so I am like telepathically linked to the dog.
Okay.
So she's outside, kind of scouting around.
Perfect. Ready to smash through a window when things go bad. Okay. All right. So that's your in, and I'll give you an extra die for disguising yourselves as the help. So that looks like 3 dice. So one of you can roll your engagement roll, and it's 3d6.
Yeah, there's a button. I found the button, so I'll roll it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where the button is.
Number of dice. It's on the faction sheet in Roll20.
Gotcha. All right. So in Blaze in the Dark, you get a pool of dice. Whenever you take an action of any kind, you roll all of them, and the highest result is your result. And you got a 6, which means you actually start this situation in a very strong position. Yeah, a controlled position. So for now, no one is suspecting you, and we will go right to the party floor where the 3 of you are either serving drinks, moving through the crowd serving drinks, or pulling chairs out for people, or whatever it is that the help are doing. You can individually decide. And your ultimate goal right now is to get upstairs. So how do you want to proceed? There's probably 50 or 60 people here. This is a really big ballroom. There's a few people that are out in the main kind of hall as well, where the main staircase leading up. You know that there is a kitchen, and presumably there might be a servants staircase to get upstairs in the kitchen somewhere. But well, yeah, we're gonna say that you did scout that out. You would have seen that as you came in. So yeah, what do you want to do next?
Magda has found a regular staff member, like a regular a servant who lives and works in the house, and has like flirted with them to the point that she has got them to take her upstairs to find a more private area for canoodling.
Okay. So you want to lure someone up. You want to lure someone upstairs.
Yes.
I'm gonna set up our first clock too, because I think it's a good time to have one of these, just in case. Because you rolled so well, I'm going to make it a nice long one for you. But let me go into. We'll put it in the crew one. So it's a 6-tick clock, and we're calling it "You've Been Found Out." So basically, as you're sneaking around and doing things and acting suspicious, you may fail rolls. You will likely fail rolls, and as you do, I'll fill in some of the pie pieces on this. And if it fills up, the result comes to pass. So I think I can share it into the chat there. I think that happened.
So we're still at 0 out of 6 pips.
Yeah, you rolled. You got a controlled position. They needed all the help they could get, so there was no suspicion when you showed up when the catering company or whatever looked for more people. So you're in, and as far as everyone concerns, you're just supposed to bring drinks, and that's it. You wanted to charm one of the other staff members to canoodle with you upstairs.
I'm seducing my way upstairs.
All right, so that will require an action roll. Which works in a very similar way. I'm just going to pull up your character sheet here, Lauren. And yeah, this looks like a sway. Sway.
Seduction is literally one of them. So
yeah, there you go. So you start with 2 dice. Someone can help you. You can push yourself. You can do other things there, and you'll roll. And then I will give you a. I will tell you how difficult the roll is and what your starting position is. So I'm going to say that even though you are disguised really well, we're going to say this has a risky position to it, meaning there's 3 kind of positions that a skill check can have. The first is the best one is a controlled position. The next worst is a risky position, and then the last one is a desperate position. And depending on how dangerous the situation is, failure or success will have a bigger or smaller result. A controlled success might have a safer result, whereas a real desperate maneuver might have a more bigger reward. But as soon as one help starts trying to smooch another help, it's going to draw attention. So we're going to say that it's a risky roll.
Okay.
And the results are, they call it, the effect. So you can have 3 kind of stages of effect, which is the result of the roll, and it is limited effect, standard effect, and then really great effect.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this this special ability called Trust in Me, where you get +1 dice versus a target with whom you have an intimate relationship. Does smooching now mean we have an intimate relationship?
No, but you can you can toss in a flashback here where you explain that you've met one of these
Oh
folks
yeah.
before.
Maybe yeah, that's totally what happened, is that like we scoped out like who was there before, and so maybe that's how we got the job, was by me having met this person and perchance canoodled with them before, so this is like not a first time
This is
situation.
some serious canoodling. This is great.
I
Right off
warned
bat.
y'all that this is what I was gonna do with
No,
this character.
It makes me happy that our first character role of the game is canoodling.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's a pre-canoodling to engage in current canoodling.
Yes.
So a flashback works just like a regular action roll, but it happens before the heist itself. And you'll be rolling a sway probably to do this as well. And so so you state the goal, you decide what action. Sorry, you should be deciding. The player decides what action is being used, and then I set the position and effect, and then then you roll.
All right.
So set up the scene. What's the flashback like?
Okay, so we're in a tavern because I have a friend who's a tavern owner, owner of the bar, and I like essentially like buy a drink for this.
Yeah, it's easy.
person.
It's easy to believe that this person might be a student, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like buy a drink for this person, and they we like talk and flirt, and then I like kind of like in a if I sleep with you, will you get me this, like, will you put in a good word for me and my friends?
Right.
Under the guise of like, oh, we're also we're students and we're so poor, I can't believe you have such a great like full-time, like a great steady job, I don't have anything.
Who is this person that you're flirting with? I'll let you make them up.
I don't know, their name like Milosh, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're like I think they're like a footman.
Sure. Okay. Milosh is sitting at the bar. They're still in the footman garb, but it's unbuttoned, and they've got like 3 or 4 empty drinks already in front of them. And when you approach them, they look over at you, and they've got like bags under their eyes, like stressed out like crazy.
Are you all right?
My job started to get a little well, they've just punched up security a little bit, and I just person they have watching over the house is I don't know, just a little nerve-wracking. I don't normally drink all this much.
What the person they have doing security doesn't like you, or
No, they just have an intimidating presence.
Oh.
I haven't done anything wrong. I have nothing to feel guilty about. It's just, some things are like that. Some people are like that. I would really would rather talk about anything else.
Well, I mean, I'm interested in that you have a job. Do you know if they're hiring? I recently just got let go of my last thing, and those those scholarships, they don't really, the funding doesn't really.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I mean, maybe this security person wouldn't seem so intimidating if you had working with.
I'll let you make your roll. We can go into your action roll here. You would like to use your sway, I presume?
Yeah.
So I think this is a pretty controlled position. The person is really drunk and interested in talking as it is. And I will say that it has just a standard, we'll say just the standard effect for the purposes of this.
Okay.
So yeah, Give
So, how many dice is that?
So it will be the number of d6 is equal to the number of pips you have in sway. And if you
Okay.
want more dice, you can choose to push yourself by accepting a devil's bargain, which it may be a little early for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to push myself to.
You
seduce
can
this
you can
color.
also do some stress to yourself to get an extra die as well.
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay, give it a roll.
So many things. I rolled an 8. 4 and a 4.
A 4.
It's 2 4s.
It's the highest result of all the rolls. So 4 is success, but with a bit of a downside.
I get in, but I do have to sleep with.
Yeah.
Nah, shucks.
Yeah, we'll say that is the minor consequence, is that this guy gets a little attached, more attached than you would like for this kind of operation. So now we'll snap back into, you have to mark a stress for this. Flashbacks that have a little bit more complexity will require either 1 or 2 stress, and stress is kind of like the hit points of, not really, but it's how worn out you are by the particular score. So yes, if you'd like to hit one stress on your sheet. So yeah, Milos is standing in front of you, and you kind of backed him up against a wall, and he's like, we're supposed to be working.
There's plenty of people.
I have a break coming up in like 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Take a break early and then not take a break in 15. My break is now.
So this is the risky sway roll here. So we'll need that. I'll need a risky roll from you. And I would say that it is right now it's a limited effect.
Okay. And I have +1 dice because I have an
Yes, you have formed one with this poor person.
All right. So it's a risky. It is a dice. Or
okay. Milos, he agrees to go upstairs with you, but he says, our next date's in public.
Fine.
All right. So yeah, you'll start getting you'll be able, in a couple 10 minutes or so, you'll be able to head upstairs with Milos. What are Sahar and Tana doing?
I was gonna ask, I don't know if this is possible, am I allowed to flashback to invent something? Because that's my special ability as a whisper, is inventing and crafting things.
Crafting is a downtime activity.
Okay, so I can't.
Yeah, I mean, you can engage in a downtime activity in a flashback. Crafting is might be a little too complex for right now.
Yeah, I wanted to make a ghost finder, so that we could like.
I would say that you are a ghost finder. That would probably fall under the attune skill, the attune action.
Okay, I'm not bad at that. Okay, I thought I'd put a lot of my points in tinker, which is not an active skill for like while you're out doing stuff.
Well, no, tinkering can be like getting past gadgets that are locking doors and that kind of stuff. So you'll get use out of it.
Okay, well, if I know that our slide is doing like a bit of a distract and getting us access. Is it possible to sneak past the canoodling and go looking for ghosts on the upstairs floors? Because it seemed like that was what was being indicated as like...
Yeah, you've got about 10 minutes before they're going to go upstairs. So you are preparing now for whatever you want to do, whatever your first action in the house is now that you're making your move. So.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And I probably have some spirit bottles on me, which is what you use to capture ghosts in. It says right here. It's where you keep your ghost juice.
Oh, that reminds me. You all should have set your load at the beginning of this.
I would have gone with regular or light.
Yeah, on your sheet, you've got a load options at the top of your sheets. And the consequences thereof. Yeah, you can go with a light load, a normal load, or a heavy load. A light load. Benefits to all three. Just.
Yeah, isn't it just that like light means that you only have 3 items, but then you move much more stealthily.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
faster, less conspicuous. You blend in with citizens. 4 or 5 is normal. You look like a scoundrel ready for trouble. I don't know what that means. For in your context, and heavy is you're slower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you look the part of someone up to no good. So you've got a big backpack on or something like that. So yeah,
that we probably took light loads then, since
sure,
infiltrating.
Yeah. But it's up to you as to what the results are there.
Yeah, they're all individualized, aren't they? Each person can take a different size load.
That's potentially the case. I haven't compared all the sheets.
That's that's how the only way I've played it, but I don't know if I've played it entirely correctly.
Yeah, no, each of you takes your own separate makes your own separate decision here. It's not as a group. So okay. So Jess, what is Sahar's
sneaking past the canoodling looking for ghosts?
Well, they're gonna go upstairs to canoodle. They're going upstairs, and sneaking past them isn't really something that needs to be done.
Okay.
So
then casually going upstairs and looking for ghosts.
And what type of action are you doing to do this?
Well, you said I don't need to like sneak because there's no. So I'm going up, and I would like to start sensing for ghosts.
Okay. So, and you would like to use your attune to do this, presumably?
If that is the action that it requires to look for ghosts, yes. I would like to attune to the ghost field, please.
And try and figure out where it's originating from?
Yes.
Okay. So, I will say that this is risky action. And since you don't know exactly what form it's taking, we're going to say it's a limited effect right now.
Okay. So. Am I being assisted in any way?
If someone's helping you out, teamwork assist. Someone can take a stress and explain how they're causing distraction or doing other things. So if someone wants to assist, they can spend a stress to give Sahar an extra die.
I wasn't sure what. Okay, I'm going. If no one is helping me, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Hey, I don't need help. I'm doing great. I know all about ghosts. It's all I do.
You got a 6?
Yep.
I'm flipping through a lot of things.
It's okay. I got a 5 and a 6. So
okay, cool.
I would say very good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do it. You get upstairs. People don't really notice. You could be the washrooms are upstairs, and you are allowed to use the washroom. So you could be doing that. As far as detecting where the ghost is, what's the method you would use to attune to the, like, what does it look like when you start doing this?
Ooh.
Have you got a gizmo? Have you got a...
Yeah, I probably do have a gizmo I've made. Okay. And it's probably... Since I did well, we'll say it's not beeping. Like, it doesn't, I was like, does it do something that will give me...
finder? Like...
Yeah, I was like, does it do something that gives me away? But I did really well, so maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's it's just like a little like there's a little needle like pointing in different it's almost like a little compass. I have a ghost compass.
Okay.
starting small, starting simple. I'll make something more elaborate later.
The compass starts to kind of zero in a general direction. So as you did you go up through the main hall to get upstairs, or did you go up through the servants' entrance to get upstairs?
I would assume the servants' entrance. I don't want to. Okay. I'm not that stealthy. Wanna.
And Lauren, is Magda? Where was your intention to be doing your canoodling?
Just like in a room upstairs.
Okay.
Maybe like I'm assuming he would avoid a room where the ghost was. But I just wanted to kind of like be in some kind of room upstairs so that if something went wrong I could.
Okay. Are you comfortable with a closet?
Yeah, closet's fine.
That would be one place where the ghost would probably not wander in. Yeah. Okay. But the door is a bit ajar, and you hear Sahar, the ticking of Sahar's.
Oh yeah, I'm like not super into this.
So Sahar is pointing towards the master bedroom upstairs.
Am I by myself, or did
you take note? You take note that Magda's up there. You know generally where she went.
What's our hound up to?
Yeah. So now we can go to Tana. What is Tana up to?
I am surveying the party, like taking stock of who's present and if we've aroused any suspicion, if there's anyone who looks like they're gonna head upstairs, kind of thing like that.
Okay.
And Tachi is like patrolling outside.
Right. So if you want to kind of get the lay of the land, you could do something like a survey to see what's going on. If you're looking for someone specific, you could do your hunt. Use your hunt to if you want to see if security find a security person to see if they're acting funny. But a survey would probably be a generally the general observation.
Yeah. Okay.
And your ultimate goal is to. What would you describe your goal as?
Just kind of like see if like how close we might be to getting cover blown, or if I think that like something might be like throwing a wrench in our plans or stuff like that. Just anything that would be like out of the ordinary that we didn't plan for.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we'll say that this is we'll say it's a controlled thing. You're just looking around, but we'll say it's a limited effect.
I mean, like I'm at the bonus dice thing. I don't have any bonus dice, right?
No, unless you would like to push yourself to get an extra one, but that costs 2 stress.
Yeah. Okay. No. Cool.
Wow. Nice. I want to tick your clock, but none of you are flunking anything.
You thought we wouldn't be good at this.
So yeah, it looks like so you've done you're sort of doing your job, maybe not as good as you should be because you're not really focused on serving drinks. And you do spot Magda and Sahar one after another head up the back stairs in the kitchen. And your view turns to the crowd, and it seems like there are so many people working that there are people taking breaks basically every 15 minutes and out back like smoking cigarettes and things. Like there's too many people here for a couple of servants to be noticed missing. So everything looks good.
And like Tachi hasn't reacted to anything outside, or
no. Tachi has noticed a few revelers that have spilled out the front door and are drinking out on the front porch kind of thing of this mansion, but all's quiet for the most part. It even seems like some of the security are starting to get a little tipsy themselves. The lord and lady of the house are just filling up everyone's glasses. Yeah. So now would be a good time if you wanted to slip upstairs as well, if that's part of your aim. Oh, I assume you have your gun. You don't? Do you have your gun with you?
I do not. I do not have my long gun. No.
Okay. I guess you decide that on the fly too, because it's part of your load, right? So
yeah,
you could do a flashback where you hit it somewhere or did something, if it comes to that. But I don't know how good it's going to be in close quarters.
I went with a light load, so not going to happen.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Right. So the three of you are all upstairs. Tana, you're the last one to move up, and you see Sahar looking, using her little spirit compass, and starting to head towards the big closed double doors at the end.
Once she like gets a point, like you said, it was kind of clear it was heading towards the master bedroom. I think like she has the compass out in like her left hand. She reaches and gets the spirit bottle and is like, it's shaking in her other hand. She's like, go holding it up ahead, like just in case. It's right there.
In the closet, Magda, you see that Tana has upstairs as well, and while you're making out with Milos, he's also being like, "I know this really great place to go for dinner, and we could see a show after." And he's just trying to like plan the next thing while you're having your sordid makeout session, and then.
I'm like, like, meanwhile, like, one ear and, like, one eye, maybe. What's going on outside.
Okay. How do you want to ditch him? Because that's going to be a factor here.
So here's the thing. I don't want to ditch him unless something goes wrong. Like,
okay.
I think because Sahar is like the ghost person, so they're the best person to like catch ghost. But I just like wanted to be up there in case something goes wrong or in case she gets noticed or something. So depending on what happened, like just want to be there until.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make your life a little complicated and say that Milos realizes the time, and he's like, we need to get back downstairs. This has been really fun, and I'm really looking forward to dinner. But I need to get back to work. You should too. And you realize that if he leaves, he's going to see that there are two other people upstairs, and that's going to raise some suspicions.
I think she's just like, no, it's fine. Everybody's drunk, and like is going to like push him back up against the wall of the closet.
Okay. He's pretty keen on leaving, so I'm going to need an action roll here. Okay. There could be a call for what do you think for the action roll? Depends on how aggressive you're being in this case, I think. So
I'm being sexual.
Yep.
I don't think I'm like.
You don't think this
wrecking.
Is a wreck? Yeah. Okay.
You're not gonna wreck it. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure that time will come, but it is not right now.
Yeah.
So maybe a sway.
Yeah, I think this is a sway, and I think I'm. Yeah, well, I still have my +1. I still have my bonus dice, so I think I won't take stress yet.
Okay, so I will say that this is a desperate action.
Okay.
Because you're getting a little aggressive with them, but I will say that it will give you a standard effect if it's successful.
Yes.
Is it another 6?
Yes.
All right.
We're
Right.
gonna beat you, Troy.
Right. He says, I guess they won't notice me for another 5 minutes.
I think I start like unbuttoning his shirt.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, and he just kind of melts into this situation without too much of a problem. And now, because you made a desperate roll, you actually mark some XP. So on your sheet, you'll see that that the different skills are all under different headers.
Yeah.
So in this case, your sway is under your resolve. So you'll actually mark 1 resolve XP.
Excellent.
And basically, when this fills up, you will get to level up one of your. You get another pip to put into the skills beneath. That's my understanding, anyway. So yeah, every time you act desperately, so you want to put yourself into desperate, dangerous situations. That's how you get better at stuff. Okay. Tana and Sahar, you are both standing outside of this master
Did
bedroom
Tana
doorway.
make herself known, or did she sneak up on me? Cause
Yep, that's a good question.
I probably accidentally snuck up on you
Oh,
just because
no.
I'm trying to be stealthy in general.
Mhm.
Like, you know, I don't want to draw attention to the fact that there's people up here that shouldn't be. So, but I didn't think that was being so stealthy that I would surprise you.
There's probably at least a little
startle. Yeah.
There's probably at least a little squeak because Sahar is an indoor kid. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Tana, you sneak up on inadvertently sneak up on Sahar, and she lets out a little.
What? What are you doing? Oh, I thought you were a ghost.
Shh.
You did this.
Just
there's a ghost. I point to the with the bottle in my hand. I point to the compass, and I'm like, it's there. It's up here.
So these are the only doors that are closed. The other doors are open at different degrees, and a icy cold blue light starts appearing in one of the doorways, and this maybe about the size of a grapefruit shaped orb of swirling light starts to float out into the hallway.
Am I able to, if I'm in the front and I see this first, am I able to like push us into a different doorway really quickly to like hide from it for a second?
So you're looking at the double doorway, but then the compass, your spirit compass, like turns and just really starts pointing behind you, and so you're made aware of this thing fairly quickly. Yeah, if you want to grab Tana and dive into a room.
I would like to not be seen by it just yet. So if my compass gives me enough head start, enough warning, I would like to.
You describe your actions to me. So if you tell me what you want to do,
I think it goes straight from Sahar scolding Tana for scaring her and pointing to where, like, I think it's while pointing to, like, look at the ghost compass, it's pointing that way, and then it quickly moves. And I think there's like a pause and then just a push, like to like get us out.
Okay. So you're trying to shove both of you into a room. What's the action you're taking to do this?
I don't know. Would this be would that be like, I mean, Prowl is the sneaky maneuver, isn't it? Prowl is... No, but that's to look for stuff. So is it finesse or skirmish? One of those two?
I would say finesse.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I don't have either of those two, so it's gonna go poorly. So that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say finesse.
Okay, fair enough.
So this is desperate, but the result is normal. You'll get inside a room if you do this successfully, but it is a desperate position.
Okay.
Can I help?
How do I help? Sure. If you can explain how you.
I think I just like make a moan to try and distract the ghost.
Sure. I'll allow it. Mark a stress, Lauren, and Sahara. You can add an extra die into your mix here.
Oh, thank goodness! Because technically, when you roll with no dice, you roll 2 and take the lowest. It's like.
Yeah, you can always get help, and you can always push yourself, or ask for a devil's bargain. So you can always get dice.
It doesn't matter. Apparently, even with adding a bonus dice, I still says I got a 2.
A 2?
It says I got a 2, so well, I pushed us into a closed door that did not open.
No. You'll get what you want, but you aren't thinking about what's inside the room when you grab, and there is like a basket that you trip over, and the both of you hit the floor.
Oh no!
Really, really hard. And I'm gonna even someone downstairs is bound to know to hear that there was a huge thud. So I will finally get to use my clock. So because your action was desperate, you suffer severe harm or serious complication, and that will come in the form of 3 ticks on the clock.
Oh no, that's half the clock.
Yeah, it's more than half.
Yikes.
Oh no, it is half. Sorry,
half.
I gave you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you land on top of Tana with a thud, and the both of you just make a huge impact sound, and definitely, Magda, you hear it in the closet that we'll say is right beside this room.
I do something to I mean, we don't need to go into details, but I do something to distract Milos, so he's like not really paying attention.
Okay. I'm going to need a we're gonna have a roll for that, because this, if they hear it downstairs, he definitely hears it up here. So tell me what you're doing. Sorry.
I mean, we don't need to go into detail, but like maybe something else that might also make loud banging noises.
Okay. Sure.
Just to like kind of mask that, like if somebody catches us, they'll be like, oh, it was just that and not.
Okay, let's call it a finesse move to kind of sneakily misdirect the noise.
All right, I have no finesse, but I do have a bonus. So is this also desperate?
Yeah, the mess that the noise that they made was extremely loud. Right. So yeah, it's a desperate with I'm gonna say a limited effect too.
Okay.
Did you want to do any devil's bargains? I mean, I guess I can offer.
What is a devil's bargain? Please tell me.
So a devil's bargain is an extra die, but you have to agree. You have to agree to an added consequence for that die. Something that you didn't.
Yeah.
And I can just straight up offer you one if there's an idea, but also the other players can suggest stuff as well. Right. You can also suggest a devil's bargain on your own behalf to me if you have an idea. It's a very flexible thing.
I mean, I
can't think of anything good.
I was just gonna say that because you offered to like be caught as an alternative, it could be that you both get kicked out of
that we get caught. Yeah, maybe that's a good devil's bargain.
That you're.
Well, that's kind of mean, because then you make him lose his job. I don't know. Like,
well, not necessarily. I don't think it would like lose his job, but we like get caught and have to go back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we could say that the bargain is that you can get that extra die, but regardless of how it goes, it's making more than enough noise. You're going to get at least 1 tick on the clock from how much noise you're making. Let's call it that. So. Okay. So you'll get an extra die. You don't have to accept that bargain. You can just go with what you got.
1 tick is like a lot.
Only a 6, and we already got 3.
Yeah,
that puts us at 4 out of 6.
No, I don't want to.
You can also just push yourself, take 2 stress, and you get an extra die that way too.
Pretty stressed. I could be more stressed. Okay.
That's role-playing games.
My stress track is a lot lower than our clock, so.
I think that one needs to be added to the quote bot.
I know.
I could be more stressed.
I mean, I could be more stressed.
Oh no, it doesn't work though.
Oh man.
We have a roll.
Mm-hmm. It's a 1 and a 2.
Oh. Okay. So how much do you want to draw? You want to draw you're just trying to cover up the noise, right? That was the ultimate goal here. To disguise it as you making the noise. Okay. So
sorry, I was muted. I was saying yes a bunch.
Right, yeah. And you're not aware of the ghost, right?
No.
So you knock him down. Like basically you grab him and you knock him down onto the floor. You fall out of the closet. You're half in and out of the closet because there's not enough room for someone to lie down on the closet floor.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say the situation you're in now is you realize that the ghost, you've made the noise and the ghost is coming your way. You made noise at the same time as the other thing, so I'm not going to give you more consequences as the downstairs. But
okay.
The ghost was the ghost watchman was starting to drift towards the bedroom that the other two snuck into. But
do
now
I get XP for doing that desperate thing, or
yes.
is it just if I succeed?
Yeah, no. Any desperate act automatically marks an XP. One second. You do have a way to. You can always resist a consequence. So if there's something you don't like, you can say you're going to resist it, and then you're going to roll some dice based on your insight, your prowess, or your resolve, and you can always volunteer to take stress instead. So when a clock gets ticked up, or when something else, you can always resist. So you have to remember that.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay, sure.
How do I resist?
So the consequences from deception or understanding, from physical strain or injury, from mental strain or willpower. We're going to say we'll say it's based on your insight. So on your character sheet, you'll see.
Do I just click insight? Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't bonus dice.
So the highest number you roll is reduced from 6, and that's how much stress you take. Nice.
5.
So you suffer only 1 stress, and we're gonna say that you do fall down and fall out of the closet, but you grab him and drag him back in as soon as you see the ghost.
Okay.
And he is just like in a daze. Okay. The room that Tana and Sahar are in is one of the kind of guest bedrooms. The bed is neatly made. The basket seems to be filled with folded linens, although they're spilled all over the place now as you're standing up. The door is wide open, and you see the ghost drifting by towards something else at the end of the hall. What would you like to do?
I don't think I stood up right away. I think I fell on Tana, and without even acknowledging how awkward I was, I like just crawled towards the door and like still like on hands and knees just like peered out down the hallway, looking to see which way the ghost went. Oh, it's I mean, I can't tell because it doesn't have eyeballs, so I can't tell which way it's looking, but I think it's looking that way, so maybe we should sneak into the room now.
Yeah, I agree. And take this opportunity and want to kind of move into the room that the ghost came out of.
Okay. So you want to sneak over there. The goal is between the two of you want to sneak over there to get to it without the ghost noticing.
Yeah.
Or do you want to just
we're
get
looking
to
for
the
the
door?
ghost home base. Ghost hub.
Okay.
The charging station.
The Goggle Nest. Haha, got it. got there eventually.
Very good. Very good. So one of you can lead a group action. Everyone rolls, and then you could do the best between the two of you. So if one of you is better at sneaking, you can help the other one sneak.
What would this roll
I'd say it's
be?
a prowess.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably
Oh no, sorry, not prowess. Finesse.
finesse. Oh, okay, I don't have any
Yeah.
dice in finesse, so we're both.
I have one prowl. Could I continue to just crawl there on my hands and foot?
Oh.
That seems like a prowly thing.
Prowl makes more sense. Prowl makes
Yeah,
more sense.
I have prowl also, just one.
Yeah.
Okay. So between the two of you, you'll be rolling 2 dice, and you'll be able to pick the highest between the two. You
wanna
don't
roll
get
it?
any bonus dice from helping each other, but you suffer the consequences together.
Okay. How
Oh
do
no,
we...
sorry. The person leading the group takes 1 stress. Pardon me.
Okay. I'll lead it. How do we?
So hit the prowl.
Uh-huh.
And then...
Yeah, and you would add. Yeah, I guess just add 1 die in since that's.
Yeah.
Would this would be desperate?
Or... I will say that it's a risky. This is risky. It's distracted enough. You don't know by what necessarily, but it's distracted enough. And I will say that it's just a normal results.
Okay.
And you get 1 bonus dice.
1 bonus die.
Yeah, unless you want to push yourself or anything like that. So we'll call the first dice. We'll call the first one number Sahar's and the second one Tana's, because if Sahar rolls 1, 2, or 3, they get a stress. Tana, you'll get a stress.
Yay! I got a stress. Was it me? A 3 and a 4. It's a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4.
The first one was Tana's. Did I say, or the first one?
No,
was
you said the
Sahar's?
first one was mine. You said that was my fault, which makes sense because I'm literally still on my hands and knees crawling on the floor like a doofus, probably.
So you're gonna succeed, but Tana, you have to take a stress because Sahar is causing issues for you.
You're like, gosh dang, these dumb.
Damn rookies.
Okay, so yeah, you're laying low. You're moving your way over to the doorway. You have a complication, unfortunately. Keep losing things here.
What are you looking for?
No, it's just the what happens on different rolls. Okay, so I said it was risky. You do it, but you suffer a consequence. Right. So what you didn't realize is that there is someone upstairs, and as you get, though the ghost isn't paying attention to you, a couple of small beady eyes peer out of a bedroom, and it seems like one of the kids, one of the Lord and Lady's children, was asleep and is now awake. Their eyes immediately turn to the ghost, though, patrolling the hallway. Yeah. So you hear a little gasp, and you turn, and there's a young girl, peering out their doorway.
She's not in danger, though, right? She's just like looking.
Yeah, but she knows you're there.
But she's looking at the ghost. The ghost is much more interesting than us, right?
She sees you, which is bad, and then she also, and I'll add a tick. I think I'll add a tick for that. But
can you post the clock so we can see what it's at?
Yeah, I think it's at 4. Extra.
Okay.
Tick. Yeah, but then she immediately turns to look at. The ghost. You two get to the door relatively safely, and it's locked.
Well, it's a good thing I have my burglary gear.
Perfect.
Right. So now it's time to cash in on your load.
Uh-huh.
How much weight does a burglary gear take?
1.
Okay, perfect. So you just mark it off, and yeah. So you're going to attempt to pick the lock from the outside. All right. The action rating, the appropriate action rating for this is probably finesse, but unless you can argue something else.
No, I think finesse probably.
Okay.
I am going to push myself.
Okay. So you take you take 2 stress. And do we need a flashback to get this equipment?
I think you're supposed to. But...
Yeah, okay. So this doesn't have to be complicated, but just imagine in a heist movie the flashback scene where you're getting everything ready. So describe what that looks like.
Yeah, so while I'm getting dressed and everything, and I have my servant's clothes, and I under my sleeves have like my lock picks and other like assorted whatever this burglary lock picks, small pry bar. I imagine that's like stashed like in a pant leg. Vials of oil to silence squeaky hinges, so I've got those like in my pocket. Coil of wire and fishing hooks and small pouch of fine sand. So like all of these things, I just have them like buried in my clothes, like in like rivets of fabric and stuff like that, and like up my sleeves and.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And
so it's a scene of you getting dressed and like hiding all these things all over your person. That is like you like open a jacket side and you like slide some stuff in and like.
So there's an argument for risky, sorry, an argument for wreck here. So you could just try and bust the door open. So yeah, the crow that's indicated maybe by the crowbar, but you are better at wreck than you are at finesse.
But it's definitely probably noisier.
Yeah.
It's up to you though.
I'm concerned, but then like also like picking a lock's gonna take longer, and like the ghost is already like there.
Yeah, I would offer a great effect on a desperate wreck roll, because busting the door open is easy. And it will be done. You're right, instantly.
Yeah.
Pickpocketing is a little more controlled, but or lockpicking, pardon me, is a little more controlled, but yeah, it's a lot more. Takes longer.
Yeah, I think we probably don't have the time to like sit there and pick the lock, especially since that's not like my specialty.
Yeah, and the purpose of the clocks and you seeing the clocks is that the tension the tension is meant to be palpable as these things are happening. So
okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do wreck instead then.
Okay.
Bar.
So you got 1 dice in wreck. Do you want to do anything else? Is Sahara offering some help?
I don't know how I would help here, honestly. I was like...
Well, 2 people pushing on a pry bar is better than 1.
Yeah, if I see her get stuck, I would just lean on it. Like, I might know.
And I am pushing myself to get another die on this also.
Okay, so you've got 2 dice. Sahara, that would cost you a stress to add a 3rd one in if you want to lean into it as well.
Sure, I'll mark as stress. I haven't stressed myself out enough yet. I don't feel like I'm participating enough because I'm not stressed enough yet. So
right. So that's yeah.
Is this a risky roll or
definitely? Oh no, this is a.
You said desperate.
I would say it's desperate because you're moving fast and you're not really worried about things. Yeah, so it's a desperate roll, but with a great effect.
Yeah.
Great effect. Okay. And 2 bonus dice.
3?
Yes. 3 dice total.
3.
Yeah, so I have 1 from my wreck already. Yeah.
Okay.
4, 4, 5.
4, 4, 5.
All right. So there is some noise made as the door bursts off of its the lock is just popped right off of the outside of the door, and it swings open and slams open. I will knock another notch on the timer.
Oh.
But yeah, the
Can
door.
I resist for the party, like, or is it like a personal resist?
No,
Okay.
the consequence is happening to all of you, so you can resist this if you like.
Like,
You're not going to be able to keep Milos from leaving at this point. The noise is, but you can resist the adding of the timer to the clock.
yeah.
What do you have in mind?
Just I think there's just the whole thing with I guess maybe if I can't stop him from leaving, maybe I'll just like I'll start freaking out about having to go. And so like I'll slam that door open as well. Like maybe I'll get us to fall out on purpose.
Okay.
So that we are not like all of us are caught as the thieves, but like Milos and Magda are caught slacking off.
Okay. So you're gonna sort of throw yourself on the sword, as it were.
Yeah.
In order to, because someone is obviously going to be coming up the stairs.
Yeah,
any
like
minute.
I'm just gonna fall on that grenade.
Okay. So yeah, you can make a resistance roll. I think I will say that this is probably a resolve.
Okay. Six. It's not even stressful.
Yeah. No, maybe you've done something like this before. The kid has ducked back into their room, and there's the sounds of high heels coming up the stairs, and the lady of the house, Lady Dixon, is standing at the top of the stairs and sees the two of you on your back, or like lying on the floor, and says, Milos, this can't happen. This can't keep happening, Milos. The ghost stops in front of Lady Dixon, and she says, "No." It looks at the ghost and says, "It's fine." And the ghost starts to drift back down the hallway. She looks down at Milos and says, "Oh, at least this time it was with the temporary staff. This will be easier to clean up, you know. There's only so far I can stretch for you, nephew." And then she crouches down and says, "I'm so sorry that he got you in trouble like this."
Magda is like makes herself go bright red. Like I feel like it's not ridiculous to say that she can make herself blush.
Sure.
At this point, and it's like, there were others.
And he says, but I mean, I feel a special connection with you. You know, we have that dinner planned. I'll quit. I don't care. You know, he's like,
I think she's just like, I can't believe. I think she smacks him in the face. Is like, I can't believe you. And then she like goes off downstairs.
Yeah, Lady Dixon actually helps you to your feet, and pulls Milos up to his feet by his ear, basically, and says, "I can't fire you, but I can definitely keep your pay, hold back your pay." And the two of you start making your way downstairs. This is unbeknownst to Sahar and Tana, as you've bashed through the door here and are staring at the master bedroom. Sitting on a pedestal in the corner is the aforementioned little idol, your target of your goal, and it's pulsing with that ghostly blue light. Periodically, it sends out a wave that goes over you, and it gives you that chill as it passes past, but it's like it's scanning the floor for any results. So as Magda is heading back downstairs, the two of you are standing in front of your target, and I think this might be a good time to take a break.
Yeep. There's just a ghost alarm in front of us. This is fine.
Yeah.
It's totally good.
It's a perfect commercial break.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's time for a break, so we're gonna get up and hydrate, and you should do all those things too. Take care of yourself, and we'll be back here in a few minutes. See you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, that. So anticlimactic. Oh, hi there. Here we are. We're back from break. How's it going? How are you? Did you get yourself a nice tea? I didn't, because my kettle didn't want to boil. But we're back now, and we have 4 out of 5 pips on our clock. We're probably gonna get caught. This is...
It's fine. It's just turning into a smash and grab.
Yeah, it went from like this like very planned out, trying to be so sneaky and stealthy to 'cause we're at 5 out of 6 now, aren't we? Are we at 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6?
Because we resist.
Oh, because you resisted. Oh my god, thank goodness. Oh my god, with that amazing sequence. That was the best.
Lauren's excellent Hail Mary Hail Mary pass. So yeah, the doors have you've smashed through the doors to the master bedroom. Magda has provided you with enough temporary distraction to get into this room. The doors aren't on their hinges or hanging on their hinges or anything, but certainly people will know that lock has been bashed through.
Oh, and, okay, so the whole door is not off, it's just
no.
Okay.
But you did enough. Wreck is about wrecking things, so you have damaged the lock beyond repair.
Okay.
It certainly did not finesse anything. Yeah, and on its own kind of pillar is this glowing artifact with this orb on top, stone base, and yeah, I'm actually going to get both of you to start with a resistance roll, please.
Ruh-roh.
We're gonna have you both do. I think resolve makes the most sense here.
Well, this is good for me.
So what in resolve, like?
So your resolve is its own thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do we get anything for this? It's asking me for bonus dice, and I don't know how we would assist each other in this. Aside from the fact that, like, I like ghost stuff, and I study ghost stuff. Can I do anything to help us both out?
Spirit Bane charms?
I have a Demon Bane charm. I have my spirit bottles out and handy. I have my little ghost compass going on right now. And then I haven't determined what my other 2 parts of my load were yet.
It's something. It's like it gets selected as you go, right? Like what is.
But like if you have that on your load.
Also, it says that italics don't count for load. So yeah, I have my Spirit Bane charm.
Yeah, I have a Demon Bane charm, so I don't have a Spirit Bane charm because I work with ghosts, so I don't want them to. I don't want to spook them away. But those demons, they're no good.
The resistance rolls are a trade-off against something else.
Okay.
So I guess I have to provide you with a situation. Basically, this weird ghostly aura is creeping, like having an effect on you. Being in the presence of spirits is never a comfortable thing, and so your skin just starts to crawl a little as this wave of spiritual energy rolls over you. You both feel compelled to just back out of this room.
Okay, so
like you just don't want to be around it.
But I do.
Sure. So you'll have to roll your resolve.
Okay.
To resist this effect. So.
But sorry, my question was like, Tana has a Spirit Bane charm. Will that help in? It's like anti-ghost.
Yeah. Do they have the Spiritbane charms have a specific effect? That's
It says a small arcane trinket that ghosts prefer to avoid.
yeah. I will give you an extra die for that.
Yes.
And I think it's an italic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can have it, but it doesn't count towards your load. But we do need a little description of a flashback scene of you carrying it. Is it something you always bring with you?
Yeah, I feel like it's a necklace that I just kind of always have. And in my servant's gear, I had it like underneath the shirt.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
like
the flashback shows
I
you
pull it like yeah. So the flashback has me like in my preparations. I have it and I like tuck it in under my shirt.
And then in action, you're like pulling it out to
yeah.
Perfect. I can picture the scene exactly.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So yeah, you'll get an extra die for having the Spiritbane. Sorry, I have to get to roll to see. Oh, okay. Oh, you only had one die. I understand.
I have no pips in resolve.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So the one die gave me one die.
Okay.
And I rolled a 1. So
yes. Yeah, so you take 5 stress.
Oh.
Cool. I have a question. What happens when you hit max stress? I'm not at max stress. I'm almost at max stress. What happens when you hit max stress?
Take a trauma.
When you mark your last stress box, you suffer a level of trauma. When you take trauma, circle one of your trauma conditions that are described on your page. And these are role-playing things.
Yeah, like you become permanently obsessed or permanently haunted or permanently cold or permanently you play it.
But you can earn XP by using it to cause trouble. So if you voluntarily lean into your trauma, I can award you.
Wait, you can't like go to therapy and.
It's hard to get rid of, but you can make long-term projects, which will make sense when we do a downtime. So yeah, therapy or religion or whatever it is you need. But yeah, your trauma comes fast and loose here apparently. So yeah, and Jess, you take only 2. Chris.
Okay.
6 minus 4.
Okie doke.
Tana, you are visibly shaken by the situation, and I guess this is an indication that you have not spent a lot of time around the supernatural. Like this wasn't part of the deal, or you didn't think it would be this bad this quickly. Things on university grounds are really, really contained.
I think since I'm more of a ranged kind of thing, like I'm a ranged hunter, so like I have like anything that I've done with spirits and stuff, I've always hunted them from afar and sniped them down and stuff. So this is maybe my first really up close personal situation. Yeah.
And you do not like it. You do not like it. You're not, and Sahara, you're not exactly shrugging it off, but yeah. So we're gonna, so now you managed to stay in the room, and this thing is pulsing, and it's pulsing faster, starting to pulse a little faster as it washes over you.
Oh, is that? I feel like that's bad. I feel like it's bad that's doing that. Maybe we should grab it. I'm gonna like.
Your compass is moving, just like directly back and forth in front of you to where this device is, and then behind you.
Okay, it's coming that way, so I'm gonna grab this thing, and I'm gonna like run at the thingy and like go to grab it and then stop, and then look at it a little closer for a second, and like, do I feel like is it like
with every pulse, it's like it's trying to convince your mind to back away.
Oh, don't like. Okay, do I have anything to touch it with so I don't have to like?
You tell me.
What am I?
You can flashback, remember to.
Yeah, but I don't think I have anything that suits. I have things for catching ghosts, not objects, because I can't craft anything.
You could survey the room.
Okay.
You're thinking like toss a blanket over it or something.
Yeah. Can I put it in like a pillowcase? Can I like?
Yeah. We can do a surveillance of the room. I'll say that this is a. You're at risk.
Can I study the object?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's one of the things you can do, so you can do it.
Yeah. So it's risky, you said?
Yeah. It's just the situation is risky.
It's very bad.
Regardless.
It's a bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Effect.
I will say.
Limited.
I will
standard.
say that Yeah, we'll say it's a standard effect.
Assuming.
You can change. You can exchange. Position for a bigger effect too. That's something that I was reading. So you can actually drop your position down one notch to desperate, and then bump the results up to great. If you want to do that on any check.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, for future, yeah. I've already surpassed it. So,
did you roll already?
Oh, no, but I'm like,
give me your roll.
Okay. A 2.
Okay.
I don't know. I read these things in books. I don't touch them in real life.
Right. So you get really close to examine it, and I think you're gonna suffer some. You're gonna suffer some damage of some kind.
Okay, fair enough.
What do they call it in this?
Harm.
Harm. That's right.
Yep.
We're gonna give you a minor harm.
Okay.
Called rattled. So as you reach forward, and so that's the first level box of harm.
Yeah.
You can write rattled in there.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. So you're at reduced effect. The effect is reduced by 1 permanently until you get rid of this harm. And so, yeah, you lean in close, and one hand comes up to try and read some of the strange language that's written on it. And for a minute, you involuntarily attune to the ghost, and all you can feel is the hate and malevolence it feels for being trapped inside of it. Oof. And as you pull your hand down back, your fingers are crackling with like a blue energy, and the tips are burnt. They're blackened, and yeah, you're rattled by this state of affairs.
I definitely just want to, like, this is a bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then I went from like trying to be reasonable and like looking at this thing and trying to study it and wanting to pick it up with something reasonable to just literally grabbing whatever's next to me to touch it, because.
Okay. We'll go to Tana and see.
Yeah.
Tana, do you have anything that you would like to use? You see Sahar reach out to try, and she's running her fingers across the writing on the bottom, and there's a shock, and she staggers back. Yeah, there's a, you can sense behind you the approaching ghost orb.
The ghost is approaching from behind.
You can feel it back there, yeah. The light is starting to come in through the broken door. This thing doesn't move very fast, but yeah.
Okay. And we don't have anything to I saw Sahar struggle with picking up the.
She was just investigating it.
Yeah, I was just studying it first.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get any closer to the orb. Not enough.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let Sahar deal with that. I am more focused on the approach of the ghost on its return. So I'm looking back to the door, getting prepared in case.
Okay. Is there any forward action you would like to do? Close the doors or barricade them or something?
Yeah, I go to close the doors.
Okay. We will call that. Since you're not directly in harm's way, we'll say that is just a risky roll. And what do you think? You know what? Closing the door, not going to need a roll. You close the door. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it seems really silly.
I roll to breathe.
Yeah. So, the door, you pull the door shut. If you're not barricading it, you're going to have to keep it closed. If you have any inclination that the ghost can open the door on its own, you're going to just have to stand there with it closed. Because there's no latch or anything on it anymore because you busted that all off. Is that what you're okay with doing for now?
Yeah.
Okay. The ghost moves forward, and you can see through the damage that you've done to the door and also through the crack between the two double doors, you can see the glow of the blue light, but it seems like it can't get in. Seems it can't pass through the door very easily. So you're safe for now.
Okay.
We're going to go downstairs and see how Magda's doing downstairs. Lauren, I'm going to offer you an opportunity, a devil's bargain, to reduce the clock.
Oh.
Yeah. If you can present a way that maybe isn't super favorable to yourself, or a way to draw attention off of other goings on, I'll allow you to do something to knock a couple of notches off of the.
I'll cause a big scene.
Okay.
I'll just like get in Milosh's face and be like, I thought you loved me. You said I was special. How many other women, how many others have there been?
Right. Perfect. So what sort of action are you going to be taking to make this scene?
I mean, I feel like this is still sway. I know I've been rolling only sway all night, but
yeah, I think sway makes sense for the acting out.
Mm-hmm.
So sway makes sense. I will say you're still in a controlled position. The lady of the house is on your side somehow. And so I'll say there's a controlled position. But this isn't the first time that you don't think this is the first time that a woman has made a scene because of Milosh. So I'm going to say that there's a limited effect. So this is potentially a good opportunity for you to drop the control of the situation down to get the effect a little higher if you want it to be more dramatic. So basically, limited means you'll knock 1 pip off of the clock. If you can get the normal results, then that will take 2.
Okay. I'll do a normal. What do you think? Yeah, Pearl agrees.
Okay, so that brings you down to a risky. So something about what you're doing is going to be made riskier.
I think perhaps I am a little hey Pearl. I'm a little disheveled. I would do it without kind of, so it just makes me look bad.
Right, and maybe it's a little hammy or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You may make your roll.
Okay.
Unless you want to push yourself. I'll give you an extra die since this is a devil's bargain.
Do you think trust in me still applies? Since he's technically the target of my
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. So it's a risky or a normal standard effect?
A standard effect, yep.
Bonus die. 5.
Good thing you had those extra dice, yeah. You're gonna knock. We'll knock 2 notches off of the. We'll knock 2 notches off of the clock. Yeah. So just quickly describe the scene.
I think she just like starts wailing, like, you know,
Right.
like, and just is real sad about it, and is like, I thought, yeah, you said I was special. I can't believe you. You lied to me about who you were. Um, and just like is crying just like huge crocodile tears. Um, like, and is ostensibly in the kitchen, but is perhaps like strategically placed near the door of the kitchen so that that the party goers might hear.
Right. So a 5 is a success with a bit of a consequence, and because it was risky, it's not just a minor consequence. And so the way I'm going to translate this, it works. And even like one of the the maid staff comes over to you, and she says, I know, he did it to me too. He did it to me too. And like one of the footmen comes over and he says, he's the worst. I don't know why he uses us like this. And this like wiener kid is really breaking a lot of hearts. But this scene is now escalated to the point where I'm going to give your crew a heat. This is going to make it into the news.
Oh no.
You have ways to reduce heat and stuff, but definitely the scene has been escalated to the point where someone's going to be talking about it tomorrow. All right, back upstairs with the weird idol.
Okay, so I'm gonna try a thing, I guess.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't have that thing. Nope. I thought I had a thing, and I don't think I have the thing.
Are we allowed to have any of the
we're allowed to have any of the standard items, right? That makes sense. Okay.
They should all be listed on your sheet.
Hoofa,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and if you click the little arrow next to them, it describes it.
I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the tinkering tools, but what I want is the arcane implements.
It's not limited to that list either. Like if there's something that's not on the list that you think you could get access to, the flashbacks will. You just tell me. Like we'll work it out. So.
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do is I back up from this stupid creepy thing that just static shocked the heck out of me, and I'm going to like turn I'm gonna turn over to Tana and like hand her the ghost bottle that I was holding out. And I'm like, okay, if it comes in, just catch it in this. And then I'm like, gonna rifle through, like, I like probably have, because I'm always wearing like skirts, I like hike up my skirt and just long.
I have a ghost bottle.
Yeah, there's the ghost bottle. Get it in there.
I'm just like standing there, like, I'm like holding the doors, and I'm just like staring at the bottle, like, do this.
Yeah, just if it comes in, just catch it in there. And I like
Powerade brand.
Ghost juice
spirit bottle.
Yeah, I have like stuff strapped to my legs, and I'm like, I actually have like pouches like sewn into my skirt, my overly ridiculous skirts, and there's a pouch of salt, and I'm going to attempt to like, I want to try to put this in this bag of salt, hoping it nullifies some of its power. Like it's
okay. So I think this is still going to be an attune type thing, because you're trying to control.
Yep. But this is an arcane specific object. Like this is for something along these lines, approximately. So
yeah, I would say that you will get an extra die from it.
Okay, so is this risky, control, desperate? Is it desperate because it just shocked me, and both me and Tana want nothing to do with this stupid object at this point?
And you have no idea if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
So I think that desperate makes sense.
Yeah. It's freaking the heck out of me. I just want to get this stupid thing out of here. Okay. So is this like
I'll say
limited?
I'll say a limited effect, yeah.
That's fair.
See what happens.
Okay. No bonus dice.
Unless you want to push yourself.
You know what? I will push myself because this is like we're in the end game. We've done so much stuff. I'm assuming at this point the jig is very almost up. Like 255.
Okay. 255 on a desperate. Did you mark an XP?
No, I will do that. How do we determine when we mark our because for me as a whisper, when you play as a whisper, you earn XP whenever you address a challenge with knowledge or arcane powers at the end of everything or every time we roll.
That's done at downtime.
At downtime. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're gonna take another minor harm.
Why? I have so much. Okay.
You can resist it. You can resist it if you want. And I will allow I would say a resolve.
A resolve resist? Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna try. I will try and resist with resolve. Okay. Wait, is there a special button for?
You just click on resolve.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was a specific resist version. A 1 and a 3. That's not good, I don't think.
You take 3 stress.
Okay.
Instead of a harm.
Okay, that's not okay. I'm really close to trauma.
So yeah,
we're gonna
be
traumatized from this. Our like one of our earliest missions.
Sahar, you steel yourself. You know what's going to happen when you touch it, so you're kind of mentally prepared for it. You just grip the base of it and jam it into this bag of salt.
Yep.
And there's the smell of salt burning. Like, well, whatever, like sizzling as it goes into there, and you clench the bag shut. And that's when the ghost starts to start banging on the door, like very aggressively banging on the door. Anna, you're still there holding the door shut?
Yeah.
Okay. It's starting to be to the point where it's gonna bash its way through pretty easily.
Okay, there's one more thing, and I'm gonna pull out my last item, I guess.
Okay.
It's a lightning hook. So once again, I like it's like stuck to me, and I probably have to struggle to get it off, and then I like take it and I have to like unclick it because it folds out into like a long pole. And then I'm gonna hold it out because it's kind of like
a Ghostbusters.
Well,
proton pack almost. Right?
No, I don't think so. Fine lightning could long two-handed pole with a loop at the end. I'm imagining it like a dog catcher, but like for ghosts, with an electrical with a heavy wire at the end connected to. Oh, it does have a capacitor, so it is hooked back to me. I have this long dog catching pole that's hooked back to me with like a whole bunch of doodads and mechanisms. It is suitable for grappling a spirit and dragging it into a spirit bottle. So I'm gonna like
I want to know how you. I want the flashback for how you managed to smuggle that in.
I definitely it flashes back to like everyone getting ready, and we see like Magda getting done up all nice, and we see Tana very carefully like putting in her like fine little like tools and things, and then we see Sahar like struggling to get this stupid thing to like collapse into its smaller like form, and like looking for like a place to attach it. Like, where the hell am I gonna like stick this stupid thing? So I think like she must be wearing at least partially padded hips right now, because I'm imagining it's like a side pack is where the capacitor is, and then
staff uniform could also be like a coat over top. And maybe your coat is bigger and it's just bulkier, so that you have space underneath the coat to hide it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to hide, and then the like I said, the actual lightning hook long-handed pole part I've collapsed down and like stuck along in my skirt. Everything, I'm just hiding it. This is why I just wear these massive skirts all the time.
It's all just like it's just all like strapped to your legs, like under the skirt. Like
it's full of doodads and ghost devices. My skirts are full of arcane magic.
You've sold me on this costing you a stress, because it sounds like it would be very difficult to rig up.
No, wait. Do I have to mark one more and then I'm at trauma, or am I at trauma?
You have trauma now.
Why did you?
Doesn't that take you out of the action though?
No. Oh, it does, doesn't it? This doesn't make any sense. No, never mind. You won't do it.
You could take a trauma in your flashback.
Well, you pay stress to do flashbacks if they're more complicated, and you described this extremely difficult situation. But I'm not.
I think she's just a little bit clumsy. It wasn't actually like damaging to do.
It's not good story for it to happen that way. So that's fine. Yeah, you kind of struggle to get it unpacked and ready to go, but you now have it ready. And what is your action? Are you taking action?
So I'm holding this like loop, this like ghost dog loop thing out towards the door, and I'm like, do you have the bottle? Do you have the bottle ready? Do you want to just, on the count of 3, open the door? Hannah?
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
So you have a couple of options here, Tana. You could do a setup where you. So this action, Sahara, is going to be a risky with limited effect, for obvious reasons. But
why? But we have a ghost bottle and a lightning hook. These are 2 objects specifically intended for the capture of ghosts.
Yeah, and I didn't make it desperate, but Tana is scared out of her wits, and you don't. This is not something you've done before. By the sounds
you're
of
right.
it.
I've read about it a lot, though.
But yes,
and we're 2 very, very stressed people at this point.
Yeah, we're both extremely stressed.
So, Tana, you can just assist, which you take a stress and you give her an extra die.
I can't take another stress.
But you can do instead a setup action where you take an action that's going to help the situation, and then she can either get she can improve her position or the effect of the roll. So we can bump it up to a controlled effect instead of risky, or you can have it do standard effect instead of limited. If you can come up with something that, I'll take anything at this point for sure.
Okay. I do have 2 pips left for my load. I'm gonna say that I have managed to smuggle inside my coat. I have my fine pair of pistols. And my electroplasmic ammunition, which is specifically designed for spirits.
Nice.
Ghost bullets.
Yeah, and so I'm preparing to let go of the door, pull these out, and shoot the spirit to subdue it so that we can catch it in the bottle.
This is marvelous. So this sounds like what would make sense here? Gun stuff.
Gun stuff.
No, gun stuff.
Gun stuff is wreck, isn't it? Like, you're just trying to destroy stuff at that point.
Would this be or skirmish?
Skirmish is up close kind of stuff.
We're up close now.
We're right at it though.
No, yeah. You entangle a target in close combat so they can't easy. You might seize or hold a position in battle. You could try to fight a formal duel. Yeah, okay. Let's do skirmish.
Okay.
Because it's an ambush. This ghost
we're ambushing this ghost.
Well, it doesn't know that it's gonna happen.
We took its home, and now we're gonna shoot.
It didn't realize it brought a nothing to a gunfight. So.
So what's the position on this?
So I will say that this is it's a risky but with a standard effect.
Okay. 5.
Okay.
Ooh.
You swing the doors open. The ghost is hovering there. You pull out both of the pistols and fire rounds into the from each into the
Incorporeal form of the ghost.
yeah, into the ghost. But the ectoplasmic bullets allow this to happen, and it kind of like loses its containment of itself and starts like going everywhere and spreading itself thin from the impact.
It tried
I'm gonna
catch.
I'm gonna say that though you had this heroic moment, no, that it's fine. There's going to be like an arc of like electrical kind of supernatural electrical energy that kind of arcs out from this effect, and you have to take a minor harm in the form of zapped. So you can resist this if you like, but
I'm not going to try to resist it. I also the electroplasmic ammunition, it has a thing that says this ammunition is especially reactive in the ghost field. Make a 4 o'clock named attention from the spirit wardens and ticket for every operation which this ammo was used. So we now have 1 tick in attention from the spirit wardens.
Specifically you do. So yeah, I'll go in and add that clock to your sheet.
I just
it's in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it already?
It's on the screen.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay, so a harm, what?
So you just mark a harm in the first box.
Uh-huh.
And now you're going to be at reduced effect until you get that harm dealt with.
Okay. What was the harm? Just like I got.
Oh, you got shot. It's zapped. You've been zapped.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna say this improves your effect level of Sahar's move. So it goes from limited to standard effect.
Okay.
That's good. It's a good thing. There's a big swing there.
Okay, so now I'm attempting to catch it in my ghost dog trap.
Yep.
Okay. This is a tinker because I'm using an item I made, or is it an attune because it's a ghost thing?
I will say that it's a tinker.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is my first time using this thing. I've read a lot about them. I'm excited. This is definitely gonna work. So is this risky, controlled, or desperate?
It is risky.
Okay. You said if I pump it up to desperate, I can get better effect.
You can go from standard to great effect. Yeah. So if you want to turn the dial to 11 or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, go for it. So yeah, you are having a desperate action, so you'll mark XP. But if it succeeds, it's got great effect because Tana softened it up for you.
Okay, and I have 1 bonus dice from Tana.
No bonus dice in this situation.
No. Oh, I did that other thing. Okay, right. A 4 and a 3.
Yeah, you flip the switch on this on the end of this lightning hook. It starts arcing with blue energy that kind of looks to be similar to what the energy crackling around the ghost. And you have the bottle handy as well?
Tana has...
Okay, so I think I probably only took out 1 of my pistols.
Right.
I'm like holding the bottle in one hand, and I let go of the door and I pull out one of my pistols and shoot while I'm holding the bottle.
Okay. So the hoop grips around the ghost, and you just start pulling it down towards the bottle, and the bottle starts to glow in Tana's hand and just vacuums the ghost into it. And I imagine, Tana, there's a cork that you have to put on top.
Yeah, so so the pistol that I threw, I shot, I just dropped it down so I could cork up the bottle.
Unfortunately, a 4 on a desperate act means
I'm in trouble.
A lot of there's an issue.
Okay.
whole the
Had a
thing you've
great
got in the
effect.
bag of the artifact you've got in the bag of salt starts to like singe its way. The bag starts to smoke, and it's obvious that separating these two things from each other is not what the ghost wants, and the whole floor starts to pulse with the energy. I'm gonna.
Oh, we were supposed to stick the ghost back inside the.
Ah, crap!
Oopsie.
Well, there's no supposed tos. You've done what you've done. So I'm going to knock 3 more pies back on the you've been found out because the whole upper floor has like lightning arcing out of the windows and it's glowing blue. So now it's time to get out of Dodge.
Unfortunately, I don't have. I was hoping for having 2 pips for climbing gear to get out the window, but
Yeah,
I used it for my pistol and ammo. So we don't have that.
It blows the windows out on the floor, so they are opened. You know, downstairs, Magda, you are you're seeing some commotion. There's people coming in from outside, and they're drunk, and they're like, the upstairs has got. I just saw lightning shoot out of the window upstairs. Are your kids okay? Running over to the Lord and Lady of the house. The lady, the house lady, what's her face, Dixon, was in the process of handing you a little pouch, and she says, "He's my nephew. I can't fire him, but I feel terrible that he's done this." And she hands you a little pouch. This is, just don't tell the news if you don't bring it to the papers, and you can mark 1 coin on your sheet.
Ooh.
A whole damn coin.
We'll take that coin.
1 whole monies.
1 whole money, yeah.
Plus 1 monies.
And her attention is immediately drawn to this claims of the lightning upstairs, and she says, "Take the rest of the night off," and gestures towards vaguely towards the back exit from the kitchen, and starts heading over to where the drunks are causing the commotion.
So Magda's good. She's fine to get out of here.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you now what you do next, because your friends are up there.
Yeah. And apparently children.
We're in big trouble.
All right.
And I
okay.
I'm gonna say, to simplify your life, you don't know about the kid.
I don't know about
you
the
heard
kid.
I guess you did hear about the kid, but you didn't see that there was one up there.
I mean, we have the ghost with us. We're keeping it from like the ghost can't do the kid any harm in a bottle, right?
So here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
So I have not spent anything, and so I have 2 pips for climbing gear.
Ooh.
So what I will do is, because there's this distraction, I will go upstairs, the back staircase, and towards, to my friends, and start dealing with all of this climbing gear.
Okay. There is blue ghost lightning arcing all over the place up here.
Okay.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
I have a Spirit Bane charm too.
Did you like stash the climbing gear in your
I must have had to stash the climbing gear. Yeah.
You could have come with a pack of some kind, and there's like storage, a place where all the help.
The only other thing is that if I had like all of the ropes tied up under my clothes, like some kind of weird bondage thing, but I don't know if I want to go there.
Definitely would have been noticed.
just know that I thought about it. No, I think I had it in a bag or something. So I will go and to the window where my friends are. I will set up the climbing gear, and I'll be like, "Go!"
Can I like have a mental link to Tachi, like to come meet us at under this window and also like let me know what the situation is outside because we've made a big commotion.
Yeah. So you can communicate with him?
Yeah. So I have because my special ability is Ghost Hunter, and when you take this ability, your pet gains one of the three abilities. One is like of between Ghost Form, Mind Link, or Arrow Swift, and I picked Mind Link, which is to try back to Mind Link allows the pet and hunter to share their senses and thoughts telepathically.
Okay. The sense that you get is there a lot of people have gone out onto the front lawn to look up at the window. The only way kind of into the back is through the kitchen, and no one's going through the kitchen. So,
and we're on the back side of the house.
You are on the back side of the house, yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to be like rappelling down into a crowd. Like.
Yeah. He also lets you know that a lot of blue coats have started accumulating up front as well.
Okay, but they're not
mostly attracted by the drunken revelry.
But they're not at the back window yet.
No.
Okay. So I like ask Tachi meet us back.
Okay. Magda, you make it to the top of the stairs. You are you clutch the spirit bane and move through the weird ghost lightning, and you've set up a situation where you're all going to jump out the window or climb out the window. So we're going to call this we should call this leading a group action. So
I actually am. So this is my thinking is that I don't climb out the window. I just give them the climbing gear, and I go back downstairs and like pretend that I had nothing to do with any of this. So that they don't. Yeah.
You're using your current position in this situation to sneak out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. So you have got the climbing gear. What's your end game on getting out of this window? You could each try and do it on your own. You can lead a group action where you roll together and get the best result between the two.
I think we roll together.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think it will be a finesse roll.
Finesse.
Maybe
prowl.
Maybe prowl. I'll allow prowl.
Okay. Would definitely prefer prowl.
Yeah, prowling. This is a burglary action. I mean,
yes,
it says traversing obstacles, climbing.
Yeah. So. Prowl is totally includes climbing down a rope out the back of a house.
Okay. So, who's leading the group?
Do you want me to do it since you did it last time?
It's it's whoever is going to lead the group takes one stress for the other person.
I'll do it.
If the other person fails.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point either way.
Yeah, either of us can take one more stress and we're done. So
yeah.
I'll do it. Okay.
I'll offer up a devil's bargain.
Oh no.
What? You can get out. I'll give you an extra die, but you leave something behind.
Oh no.
And we'll decide what that is.
It would be the pistol that I threw down.
You have a lot of gadgetry and things hanging off of you at this point. I wasn't going to take away anything core to your being necessarily, but yeah, I mean, sure, I'll give you each an extra die if you leave your gun behind.
You did have two of them, didn't you?
Yeah, I do have two. It's a fine pair. And it does make sense because I dropped one when I was, because like what I did with the bottle is I was holding the bottle and the gun, so I went like this, shot it, dropped it down to cork the bottle.
Right.
So I think in all of this, I'm like, shit. Like
if you're willing to leave the gun behind, I will give you each an extra die on this roll.
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So this is prowl.
Yeah, each of you roll your prowl and add an extra die.
Okay. What's the position?
Oh, this is There's enough distraction, but I'm going to say it's risky.
Okay.
And a standard effect.
Okay. And we each get 1 bonus die?
Yep.
5 and a 3.
3 and a 5!
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say leaving the gun behind is enough of a consequence to this as you both grab onto the rope and relatively skillfully slide down to the ground where Tachi is meeting you. You give a yank on the rope and it comes down with you, and you make off into the night, back to the university, I guess. At a certain point, Magda will meet up with you. Magda, is there any last things you'd like to do on your way out?
I'm gonna look at Milos as I leave and I say, we're not going to dinner.
He has the saddest hangdog face.
Deserves it.
Yeah. Okay. That's a freebie. There's no rolling for that. And
I love that you were the one that was manipulating him, and yet he somehow ended up the bad guy. It's so good.
It's amazing. And
that's what you get for rolling 6s.
Yeah.
So yeah, you Magda, you leave out to the back door, the servants' exit, and meet up with your friends back at making your way through the night back to the university. And that's the end of your first real score. Yeah.
And now I'm upset because now I don't have a fine pair of pistols. I just have one fine pistol.
Yeah.
I'll have to do something about
yeah,
that.
on your way back, you're checking all of your equipment and you realize
Shit.
there's a gun lying. One of your guns is lying on the floor in the master bedroom, crackling with a little bit of. It's got another round of ectoplasmic ammunition stored in it too. Yeah, I've taken a note about that.
I figured that might be it, especially since it's a custom like fancy gun, so like that probably.
Oh, would we
gonna-
say it's a literal Chekhov's gun?
The gun left behind in episode 1 will fire by the final act. Yeah. That's the rules.
Is it still literally a smoking gun?
Well, it's more like it's a crackling blue ghost lightning gun. So
Perfect.
yeah, same difference. So we would be entering into the downtime now. I know we started a little later, but it is getting close to 5. So I'll leave it up to the group if we want to try and work our way through the downtime downtime stuff now, or start next game with the downtime.
We can start next game with it, right? What does everyone think?
I think the only thing that we should do is make sure that Mark, maybe do the XP part, so that we don't have to remember everything that happened during the game in 2 weeks. So advancement. You know what? We can do this. We could do this quickly after the stream is done.
Yeah.
That's probably make most sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So you arrive back at the university. A lot worse for wear. Your first ever heist, your first ever reclamation of an artifact went really smoothly, but now you realize that the people who really can afford the really powerful stuff are going to be a lot tougher to get things back from. And now you have a ghost, an angry ghost in a bottle, and its preferred home in a bag of salt, and that's going to be a whole other situation. But I think this is where the curtain will close on our first Blades in the Dark game. So there you go. Blades in the Dark. I wanted to get all the stress and tension right at the beginning because that's what this game is supposed to be. Yeah.
We got almost all the stress and trauma in the first. Yeah. We went right for it. I wonder if it would have, like, how much better off we would have been if we had our spider to help us. Like,
I was
Possibly
honestly
better.
expecting you to do the sneaking in the window. Your life would have been a lot easier if you had just gone straight up to the front. But I don't think it would have been nearly as entertaining. So
No, this was good. I liked it a lot.
I'm happy with I'm definitely happy with the nonsense that's occurred. So.
Well, as long as you're happy, that's great.
I also feel like it kind of makes sense that like our plan went totally awry because we didn't have our spider to help
Sure.
set it in motion, you know.
And
like,
our session 0 definitely was talking about how inexperienced,
yeah,
how not cut out for this you all are. So
yeah, we all have like we all have very good intentions and we want to like do it good and we're all like smart or skilled in specific ways, but we haven't done this. Like we haven't like.
I will. So what I did. So basically, your targets have a tier. So you guys, you are tier 0. But the tier of this noble family is a tier 2, and so the higher the difference, the higher the difference between your tier and the tier of your target, the more rep you're going to earn from doing it. So I did make the reward very high for the risk. So, you know, next session there's going to be word out about this amazing, insane break-in. So.
Okay, so let's go around and say goodbye to everyone and tell everyone where people can find you and what stuff you're up to. So let's go backwards from how we started. So we'll start with Lauren.
Hello, my name is Lauren. I am JL_Nasco on Twitter. I am Starving Soubrette on Twitch and YouTube. I play games on the internet. Tomorrow I will be playing Nancy Drew Midnight in Salem on my Twitch channel from 2 to 4. If you are interested in seeing some good modern updates of Nancy Drew as opposed to terrible modern updates of Nancy Drew, you can do that by watching Midnight in Salem. If you want to talk to me about how all the terrible things they're doing to Nancy Drew right now, you can do that on my Twitter. And then on Monday I will be streaming the second episode of Frostbite, which is my solo TTRPG campaign. We made a sword last week, well, bow actually, and this week we're going to play You Are an Adventurer by Takuma Okada to make a character that we're going to play on other consider. Definitely check it out.
Awesome. Jordan.
My name is Jordan. As I mentioned, I'm on the internet at Made of Cartoons. You can see me, I guess, starting today, every couple weeks here on Saturday afternoons running this game. And then also periodically on Fridays, we're playing GMless or Fiasco Friday Fiasco games. So that's where you'll see me around here. I work at the Deck of Many, so you can also follow the Deck of Many and see all the cool, interesting things that we're making over there.
Okay.
Look,
oh, weird. I have some of these things right here. Oh, look.
I swear this wasn't planned, but yeah.
No, I have them handy because of a different stream I'm on, honestly.
Yeah, and then periodically in Jess's Discord, I'm chatting with people in there. So yeah, say hi. Come play games with us.
Perf. Alzen.
I'm Allison, also known as Disco. I exist on the internet. You can find me on Twitter at _Discosaurus. Yeah. I don't really have any other like cool projects at the moment, but you know, I'll keep y'all in the loop if any come up.
Well, I'm glad you're here because you told me you wanted to play more games, and now we're playing games. So.
Yes, and this was very, very fun. I'm excited for where it's going to go.
Good. I'm glad. And hopefully next week you will, well, not next week, next week, when we do this again, hopefully you'll all get to meet Fossil, who is our spider. And he is awesome and makes cool art, and you should check him out. I have put everyone's links in the chat, and when I edit this and put it on YouTube, I'll put the links down below so you can find all these cool people, go follow them, and check out all the cool stuff they're doing. And yeah, you can find me here because this is my channel, so hit that follow button, come hang out with us every other Saturday for more of this game. Like Jordan said, we have Fiasco and GMless stuff on rotating Fridays. I'm on a bunch of other channels so you can find me there. It's easiest just to follow my Twitter and see my schedule there. But yeah, be back tonight with video games with Dustin. Usually on Sundays I'm playing Borderlands with Slayer, but she's off on a fabulous vacation for a while. So we'll see her when she gets back. But yeah, thanks y'all so much for being here, for hanging out. We're gonna go raid Goldheart Gaming, which is an awesome channel doing very cool TTRPGs and stuff. So do come along for that raid, and thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.